Number 8. The phantom draft. Ever had one of those days where you're wearing a sweater indoors, maybe even a blanket, and you still feel cold? Not just, oh, the AC is on cold, but a deep in your bones existential chill, like you just watched a ghost walk through your kitchen. You check the thermostat, it's a balmy 72 degrees. You check the windows for drafts, nothing. You accuse your roommate of secretly replacing your blood with slushy syrup. They look concerned. This is the phantom draft, the first whisper from your body that it's about to go to war. This isn't just you being dramatic. When your body detects an unwelcome guest, say, a virus that just moved in without paying rent, it starts reallocating resources. Your immune system, which has been lounging around like a bored security guard, suddenly gets a red alert. Its first order of business? Generate a fever. To build that internal heat, your body has to conserve the warmth it already has. It does this through vasoconstriction, which is a fancy way of saying it clamps down on the blood vessels near your skin, especially in your hands and feet. Less blood flow to the surface means less heat escaping into the world. The side effect is that you, the conscious meat pilot of this vessel, feel freezing. Your skin is genuinely colder to the touch, sending "we are dying" in the Arctic signals to your brain, even as your core temperature is cranking up like a furnace getting ready to incinerate some pathogens. It's your body's equivalent of turning down the thermostat in every room so it can preheat the oven to 450 degrees. So next time you're shivering in a perfectly warm room, don't just grab a blanket. Maybe grab some vitamin C too. Your internal thermostat is trying to tell you it's about to cook something, and you're the main ingredient. Number 7, sudden snack attack. Picture this. It's 3 p.m. You're feeling weird. Not sick, just off. And you're suddenly possessed by a desperate primal need for a gigantic bowl of mac and cheese, or maybe a pile of orange slices, or, for the truly chaotic, a pickle and peanut butter sandwich. Your cravings have gone completely off the rails, and it feels less like a choice and more like a hostage negotiation where the terrorists are your own taste buds. This isn't just your brain getting bored. This is your immune system placing a very specific, very demanding catering order. When your body gears up to fight an infection, it burns a massive amount of energy. Your white blood cells, the little soldiers of your internal army, are basically carbo-loading before the big battle. This can manifest as an intense craving for simple, energy-dense foods, sugars, simple carbs, all the stuff that's easy to break down into pure, unadulterated fuel. Your body is basically screaming, "Give me glucose" or "Give me death." But sometimes the cravings are strangely specific. A sudden urge for citrus could be your body subconsciously seeking out vitamin C, a key player in immune function. A desperation for salty soup might be its way of saying, "Hey, we're going to be sweating a lot soon. Let's stock up on electrolytes." It's your body's ancient instinctual wisdom at work, using the clumsy communication tool of craving to tell you what it needs. It can't send you a detailed shopping list via email, so it just makes you obsess over a bag of potato chips until you give in. Essentially, your pre-sickness cravings are your body's attempt at Grubhub, ordered by a frantic general preparing for a siege. And you thought you just really wanted a donut. Number 6, the Grump Factor. You wake up, and the world is just annoying. The sound of birds chirping is an unforgivable offense. The way your partner breathes is a personal attack. That cheerful email from a coworker? A declaration of war. You're not sad, you're not anxious, you're just spectacularly, inexplicably irritable. Everything and everyone is scraping against your last nerve, and you have no idea why. Welcome to the pre-sickness grumps. This isn't you just deciding to be a jerk for the day. It's your immune system hijacking your personality. When your body detects an invader, it releases a flood of tiny proteins called cytokines. These are the emergency responders of your immune system, zipping around and coordinating the defense. They tell your body to raise its temperature, create inflammation, and basically make itself as inhospitable as possible for the germs. The problem is these cytokines don't just stay in your body. They cross the blood-brain barrier and start messing with your neurotransmitters, the chemicals that regulate your mood like serotonin and dopamine. It's like a system-wide inflammatory response that spills over into your brain, dampening your happy signals and cranking up the ones that make you feel tired, withdrawn, and just plain crabby. It's an evolutionary feature, not a bug. Your body wants you to feel miserable, so you'll cancel your plans, crawl into a hole, and conserve energy for fighting the infection. It's forcing you into social isolation before you even know you're contagious. So that sudden urge to tell everyone to just leave you alone? That's your immune system on a megaphone, telling your social life to take a hike so it can get down to business. Your bad mood is just biological quarantine. Number 5, nightmare fuel. Normally, your dreams are a bizarre but manageable collage of forgotten childhood memories, work stress, and that one character from that show you binged last week. But then, one night, things take a turn. Suddenly you're dreaming that your teeth are tiny, angry accordions, or you're being chased through a grocery store by a sentient, malevolent shopping cart. The dreams are vivid, stressful, and make absolutely no sense, even by dream standards. You wake up feeling more tired than when you went to sleep. This isn't random. This is your brain on the verge of a fever. As your body's core temperature begins to rise in its brilliant yet uncomfortable attempt to boil invaders alive, it disrupts your brain's normal operating procedures, especially during sleep. Your REM cycle, the stage where most vivid dreaming occurs, gets thrown into chaos. Think of your brain as a finely tuned computer. A rising temperature is like running it in a hot room with no fan. Things are going to get weird and glitchy. This thermal chaos can lead to what are commonly known as fever dreams, intensely bizarre, often negative, and fragmented nightmares. Your brain is trying to process information and consolidate memories as usual, but it's doing so while overheating. The result is a surreal, disjointed mess that feels less like a story and more like a series of disturbing, high-speed internet pop-up ads for your own anxiety. It's your brain's creative department trying to work while the building is on fire. So if you find yourself dreaming that you're trying to parallel park a marshmallow in a volcano, you might want to check your temperature in the morning. Your subconscious is basically sending you a heat advisory. Number 4, the metallic mouth mystery. You take a sip of water and it tastes wrong. Not bad, just tinny. Like you've been secretly chewing on a handful of loose change. You brush your teeth, you use mouthwash, but the faint, coppery taste of a 9-volt battery lingers. It's a subtle, unsettling flavor that has no business being there, and it's a classic, bizarre harbinger of a sinus or upper respiratory infection. This phenomenon, medically known as dysgeusia, is your immune system's fault again. When you get an infection in your nose or throat, your body sends in the troops. This results in inflammation and an overproduction of certain proteins designed to fight off the germs. One of these proteins, a cytokine called tumor necrosis factor, TNF, has a weird side effect. It can mess with your taste buds. It seems to be particularly good at making them hyper-aware of metallic ions, or just generally scrambling the signals they send to your brain. Your sense of smell is also a huge component of taste. When your sinuses start to get inflamed, even before they're fully congested, it can alter how you perceive flavors. The subtle signals that tell your brain this is water get distorted, and what you're left with is a strange metallic background noise. It's your body's early warning system for a head cold, delivered directly to your palate. Basically, your immune system is so busy preparing for battle in your sinuses that it accidentally trips the fire alarm in your mouth. You're not tasting metal, you're tasting the opening act of a sinus infection. Number 3, spontaneous yawning. It's the middle of the afternoon, you got a full 8 hours of sleep, you've had your coffee, and yet you cannot stop yawning. These aren't delicate, polite little yawns. These are massive, jaw-unhinging, tear-inducing yawns that seem to come from the very depths of your soul. You yawn, and then you yawn again. People start to think you're either profoundly bored by their existence or narcoleptic. While we often associate yawning with being tired or bored, excessive yawning can be your body's weird way of saying it's fighting something off. One of the leading theories is that it's all about thermoregulation. Your brain is a sensitive piece of equipment that works best within a very narrow temperature range. When your immune system starts cranking up your body heat to fight an infection, your brain can start to overheat. A big, deep yawn is an incredibly effective way to cool it down. The massive intake of cooler, ambient air, combined with the stretching of your jaw, increases blood flow to the head and helps dissipate heat from the brain. It's like your body's built-in cooling fan kicking into high gear. It's trying to keep your command center from frying while the rest of the body turns into a pathogen-killing furnace. So if you find yourself yawning uncontrollably for no good reason, it might not be boredom. It could be your brain desperately trying to air condition itself before a fever fully sets in. It's less a sign of sleepiness and more of a biological fire drill. Number 2, the pre-sickness ache. You haven't been to the gym. You haven't helped a friend move. You haven't done anything more strenuous than lift a remote control. And yet, your entire body feels like you just ran a marathon you didn't train for. Your back is sore, your joints are creaky, and your muscles feel tender and bruised. It's a vague, full-body ache that makes you feel about 100 years old. This is the classic work of prostaglandins. When your immune system detects an intruder, it triggers a system-wide inflammatory response. It's a call to arms. As part of this, your body releases a cocktail of chemicals, including those prostaglandins. These are powerful little compounds that have a ton of jobs, including causing pain and inflammation. They're the reason a cut gets red and sore. When you're getting sick, your body releases them everywhere. They increase your sensitivity to pain, making nerve endings fire off signals more easily. This is why your muscles and joints start to ache. There's no actual injury there. Your nervous system is just being told to be extra sensitive. It's an evolutionary warning system. Your body is making you feel crappy and achy on purpose, so you'll slow down, rest, and let it dedicate all its energy to fighting the infection. You're not actually falling apart. Your body is just temporarily turning up the volume on all its pain receptors to convince you to get into bed and stay there. It's your immune system's way of grounding you for your own good. Number 1, the sickness scent. Have you ever been around someone and just known they were about to get sick? Or maybe you've caught a strange, slightly sweet, musky odor on yourself a day or two before a cold hits you like a freight train. You can't quite place it, but it's a distinct shift in your personal scent. It's not bad necessarily, just different, a little bit off. You're not imagining it. This is sickness odor, and it's a very real thing. Your unique body odor is a complex cocktail of compounds produced by your skin, your bacteria, and your metabolic processes. When your immune system kicks into high gear, it dramatically changes your body's chemistry. Your metabolism revs up. You produce a flood of different proteins and immune cells, and all of this activity creates unique volatile organic compounds, or VOCs. These new chemical byproducts are released through your sweat and your breath, and our noses, even if we don't consciously realize it, can pick up on these subtle shifts. Studies have shown that people can actually smell the difference between someone who is healthy and someone who has just been injected with a component that activates the immune system. It's a primal ancient skill. Being able to sniff out sickness in the herd was a huge evolutionary advantage. The smell isn't the germs themselves. It's the smell of the fight against the germs. It's the scent of your immune system going into overdrive. So if you suddenly smell a little weird to yourself, pay attention. It might be the most effective early warning system you have, courtesy of your own armpits. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.